Hello there and welcome back to another video on my channel. How are we doing today? Today I thought I would run through with you what my personal New Year's goals are. So let's go. So the reason I called this personal is because I'm actually going to do a video tomorrow that is the business New Year's goals. So I'm trying to keep them a bit separate, although a lot of them seem to coincide with each other, but hey ho, that's just the way things go sometimes. So the first category of my goals really is my body. I love my body. I think the body, the human body in total, is such an amazing thing in its mechanics, its way of working, the way it repairs itself. I think it's absolutely unbelievable how it all works, but I don't like the way I look, so I need to work on sorting that out. So actually for the last couple of weeks I have been trying something that my sister has been trying, although I don't know if I'm doing it 100% how she's been doing it. So it's essentially I am eating between 10 AM and 6 PM and then not eating any more after that. Usually I would have dinner about 6 o'clock anyway, and usually on the weekends I tend to have breakfast about 10, half 10 anyway, so it's not a massive strain on me personally. But I've heard that sort of like a fasting can really help in terms of losing weight. I don't recommend doing this. I'm not saying do it now and get it, you know, have a go at it. I'm just giving it a go and seeing if it works for me. To be honest with you, at this precise moment, I haven't really been doing it long enough to see if there's a change. Plus, I can hardly move with my chest and back, which I'm going to get onto in a minute, but the main gist of it is I want to try eating between 10 and 6 and then nothing after that until 10 o'clock the following morning. But I also want to start eating healthier foods. I don't think I eat awfully bad. I mean, I don't have takeaways every night. I don't have bread because I can't eat it, or a huge abundance of it. I try to not have more than one carbohydrate in a meal a day. You know, I'm trying all these things to see if it will help me lose weight because I just can't move. So the basic gist in terms of food is that I want to try continuing on with this fasting thing, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. I'll just go back to how I would normally eat, but I want to eat healthier. So at the moment I'm having a banana, 2 satsumas and a pear for breakfast. For lunch I'm having quite a big meal, so to speak. No, that's a lie. But I got told once that you should have meals in terms of breakfast for a king, lunch for someone, and then dinner as a pauper. But to be honest with you, because the 6 o'clock to the 10 o'clock is the longest amount of time in terms of the fasting, I'm actually having my biggest meal at night, and I'm tending to have that at about 5, because then I work out with my mum in the evening after we've both finished eating, because she has her dinner at work. So I want to eat healthier. I think I am on the way to doing that. I'm eating a lot of veg, I'm eating a lot of fruit. I'm trying to drink fruit juices as well. I'm trying to get my 5 a day in there, and I think I'm on the way to achieving that. So I think as long, I think a lot, guys, I'm sorry, if I keep up with what I'm doing, I think it will do good even if I don't continue with the fasting, because I'm still doing the more fruit and veg thing, which is obviously far better for my body than a lot of other things I could be doing. So the next thing is really exercise. Now, as I was saying in the previous point, and you will have seen in my previous videos, I have problems with my chest and my back. My chest, I have something called costochondritis, which is still not the right pronunciation, but it's written here for you if you are interested in looking it up, or if you just want to know the word. And that means that the cartilage in my rib cage is inflamed. Now this seems to be going down, but my fear is that I'm going to do something and it will pick up again, it's probably a better term, because I can't lift a kettle. I have to, you know, get my mum to fill up my water bottles. I've had to buy a special kettle that dispenses water so that I don't have to lift a kettle and things like that. So I'm currently doing physio exercises for every day and then physio exercises for strengthening. So I want to keep up with them, and as soon as I've done them and got everything back to normal and back to how it should be, I can then fully focus on exercising my body to what I want to be and how I want to look, because there are plenty of exercise regimes out there, and I think that once I'm completely better, I will therefore be, let's go, let's do this, let's get exercise going, because I found it hard for the last 3 years. I haven't been able to exercise at all, apart from one point, and then I really got kicked back for it. My body did not like it in the slightest, so that was fun. But if I do that, if I get the physio done, I can get myself looking good, I can get myself feeling good, therefore being able to do the exercises, therefore being able to lose weight and tone up, and just feel better about my appearance. As I said, I love my body, I think it's amazing, but my appearance I want to improve. Let's just leave it at that. So then following on from that point, I'm also doing 30 minutes on a static bike every night, or at least five times a week for half an hour if my back and chest allow me, because sometimes I get really, really bad and I can't sit up straight. I particularly put my back out about a month or two ago and I had to lie down for 2 weeks straight. I just couldn't do anything about it, which wasn't fun. It just wasn't fun. Although I get to lay down and watch films, I was in immense pain for that entire time. So I'm doing 30 minutes on a static bike every night during the week as much as possible. And then the other point to that, because that goes on to the previous point, the new point now is that I also want to build up the strength in my chest and my body. I used to be incredibly strong, and that was actually my downfall as to why I'm having problems now. But I used to be very, very strong, and I want to build that up again. It is not fun at the age of 23 not being able to lift a kettle when I used to be helping people out, helping my uncle out, helping my grandmother out, helping my mum out, moving furniture that just should be so incredibly simple and isn't for me anymore. So as soon as the physio's done and I do the bike every day, building up those strengths, building up my toneness as much as possible as they will allow, I will then move on to exercising to build up my strength in my chest again, and then I can hopefully go back to leading a semi-normal routine of exercise and knowing that I can push my limit a bit further and know that I'm not going to be in immense pain from doing so. So now let's move on to the next category, which, to be honest with you, I didn't really know what to call. So I'm just going to call it my mental and emotional health, stability, anything like that should really go under this. So I'm dealing with quite difficult circumstances in the fact that me and my mum are living with my grandmother because we do not have a house of our own, because me and my mum are having severe financial difficulties. Well, not severe, we're actually doing it okay, but if it wasn't for my grandmother, me and my mum would be in very, very deep trouble, and have been actually through what has happened over the past 5-6 years now. And things other than that are actually very difficult because my uncle has something called Huntington's disease, and I am there with him 6 days a week. Yeah, 6 days a week, because one day I go to my dad's overnight, and a lot of things that happen around that are essentially like sandpaper. There's not a day go by that I find something difficult that just slowly sands something away of my self-confidence, or just me not being as happy as I want to be through a long period of difficulty. And I realise I'm not trying to say, oh, poor me, because people go through far, far worse situations than I'm in, and I'm so sorry if anyone's watching this and you are, and it sounds like I'm taking the mickey. I'm truly not. I'm just explaining a circumstance that I'm currently in. So a lot of things are like sandpaper, and over the past 5-6 years I used to be this wide in terms of my being okay, and now it's just slowly working its way down. So I am working very, very hard to try and build that up, and a lot of the thing with that is not caring about what other people think. I find that people are very quick to give an opinion, give a thought, give a advice, and it's not necessarily that they're doing it to be mean or they're doing it to be hard on you or to dig at you. A lot of the time to me, and it could be because I'm very sensitive and I am a highly insensitive person, it feels like it is a dig at me, and it's again like the sandpaper. It's just one more thing that whittles me down a little bit more. So if I can work more on not caring about what people think, then I think I will be a lot happier in the long run as well as right now. And a lot of thing with that is focusing on other things. So changing my focus as soon as I think about something that I don't like, or I hear something that I don't like, just immediately focus on something else, just switch it. So that could either be my work, it could either be a dream that I had about 7 years ago and I'm turning into a novel in my head and I'm just building the next bit on for my own entertainment. But it's essentially anything that's upsetting to me in any which way, just immediately focus onto something else, or just say stop in my head, or say stop out loud, and then I could just switch it. The other thing I can do is, if I'm finding a situation difficult, is just walk away. I am in the luxury where I'm at home all day and I can just go, Not happy with that, so I'm going to walk away from it for half an hour, get myself back together, and then go back to what hopefully a situation that I didn't like will have passed. Which I kind of hope would happen, especially in a half an hour to an hour period of time. I would hope that something has moved on by then. Going on from that point, actually, my grandmother is moving into a bigger house, which will hopefully mean that I'm getting my own bedroom. I don't currently have a bedroom. I sleep in my grandmother's loft. So this new place will hopefully have a bedroom for me, and quite a nice one, actually. And I can put my own spin on it. I can put me into it and know it's my space. And I can chill and know that no one will invade that space if I don't want them to. Obviously, I won't do everything in my bedroom. I will work downstairs, and I will work where my family can see me and know I'm working and know I'm there, because that is a big thing for my uncle, knowing that someone is there for him. I'm very sorry, my breathing and talking has got very odd all of a sudden. Hold on. Goodness, I think I'm coming down with a cold. I'm not happy about it, guys. That might be it. Okay, so that me having my bedroom will allow me my space, and hopefully will allow me to, in my head, create my own me time so that I've got time to wind down. And then following on from that point, in terms of the me time, I want to start investigating things that I think I'm going to enjoy. So that can either be musicals or music, which is something I love. I've recently discovered Hamilton, and my goodness, that is an amazing soundtrack and musical. I want to focus on different movies and films because I love them, and TV shows. One of the things in the new place, and my grandmother is getting, is that I'm hoping to get a lot of my stuff that me and my mum have in storage containers for the past 5 years, get that stuff out and just fill my room with my stuff and my DVDs and my books, so that my stuff is around me and I can fall back in love with stuff that I've had to give up for quite a long period of time. And the final 2 points on this is that I want to be, the first one being more like people I aspire to. So these can be people in real life, these can be TV characters. I think from a blog post I did a good few years ago, they were Phoebe from Charmed, because I just love her character. They were Phoebe from Friends, because I just love her blasé, don't care attitude and just does whatever she wants. The other person I think was Ellen DeGeneres, because I love how she just aspires to make people happy, which is such a lovely thing to be able to achieve and do for people. And the next person, who are they? The next person I really, really like is Jodie Whittaker, who is the current Doctor Who. I've seen her on a couple of interviews, particularly on Graham Norton, because there aren't many other interview programs that I watch, and I just love her attitude. I think she's such a great, happy person, and that's what I aspire to be. So if I just feel down, I can go, no, I'm going to be Jodie today. No, I'm going to be Phoebe today from Charmed. No, I'm going to be Ellen DeGeneres today. And that will hopefully help my mental state as well, which is kind of the whole point of this category. And the final point that I'm going to say on this is that when I ran my blog, which I've now given up, and I will talk about more in the next video, is I had a tagline of remember to be brave, be happy, be kind, be you. Now there is a big story behind that, which I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I kind of think if I can tick those 4 things off every single day, I will be happy. So if I do something to be brave, if that's just get through something that I'm particularly anxious about, if it's just, excuse me, if that's answer a phone call, because I find that relatively difficult, then I will tick that as being brave. It is something that I have found difficult and I've got past. It's another stepping stone onto something that I found difficult and got over and know I can do again. Be brave, be happy. If I can do something to make myself laugh or be happy every day, that would be amazing, because I have found things quite difficult for the last couple of years. So if I can find something that makes me smile, then I will be incredibly happy. So be brave, be happy, be kind. Kindness is something that I think is world renowned. It's not unique. It's everyone should aspire to do it. Not knock people down. Not just be kind. Just show someone kindness, even if that's just a smile or saying good morning to someone. It is such a small thing. It can be such a small thing, or it can be a big thing. But I have found that I've become quite reserved now. I think I used to be, and this is me trumping my own, is it trumping? Blowing my own trumpet? I'm going to go with that, because trumping my own trumpet does still sound right. I tried to do everything I possibly could for everyone else. And that put me in problems because I wasn't doing anything for myself. But if I can do something kind, and I'm not saying I'm unkind or I've changed, it's just I smile less. I don't do as much as I was doing before, admittedly because that's through other problems I've been dealing with. But if I can build that back up again, I want to be the person I was 5 years ago, but I want to be stronger in terms of, no, I'm okay, I don't want to do that today. You know, those sorts of things. So instead of constantly fitting around people, I want to fit around one thing, be nice to that person, and then do my own thing, which I think is a good bargain with a lot of things. So it's be brave, be happy, be kind, be you. And to be honest with you, the be you is just, that's the statement. I want to be more like myself. I don't want to have to apologise for the way I am. I think that if you have to hide who you are, or if you have to pretend to be something you're not, that's not doing you any favours. I think that people are either going to like you or they're not, or they're going to talk about you whether you like it or not, or they're going to have judgments or thoughts about you whether you like it or not. So quite frankly, they can go away. If they don't like you, they're not the people you're supposed to be with. You are supposed to be with the people who actually care, love, and want to be around you and give you positive energy, want you to make you want to get up in the middle of the night and go, oh, sorry, let me rephrase that. Get up and go, I'm going to talk to that person today. I'm going to see that person today. And I know that they are going to make me happy. And I know that they are going to make my day better. And I think being yourself is the best way to do that, especially not just for yourself, but for other people. They will be around you because they understand you, because they want to be with you. And if they don't like it, if people don't like it, jog on. They're not worth your time. So I want to be more like that. So I want to just remind myself every day, like an affirmation, just to remember, be brave, be happy, be kind, and be you. Because I think that that is very, very important to me, and I should start living to that more. So the final category I'm going to talk to you about, I'm sorry, I can just see the time going on the viewfinder that this is going to be a long video. I don't apologise, I just ramble quite a lot. So this next category and final category is just something called other. These didn't really fall into anything else, they just were things that I want to work on, and I think it will be better to put them into this category than any other. So the first one is quite an out there one in the fact that I don't read. I never have really been a bookworm, although that is something I aspire to be. I want to be able to read non-stop and not get distracted, I suppose. I mean, I read half an hour when I'm on the bike, when I'm on my static bike exercising, and it is just a time where you escape life and go into a story, and it doesn't matter what the story's about. You're either learning, you're entertainment, or anything like that. It's just a nice point in my day to know that I am reading. And as I said, I'm not an avid reader, I'm not a big reader, even though from my bookcase and the many books you have seen in my background in the past, I'm surrounded by books. I don't read that many. They're mostly my mum's, and I steal them because we have the same genre of liking reading. So at the minimum books I want to read a year is 3, and I can tell you that last year I pretty much failed that because I think I did do it. No, I didn't. Did I? I can't remember. I know I definitely read 2. So that's really good for me, but usually I don't even get that. Usually I would read a book while I'm on holiday, but I didn't have a holiday last year, so it just didn't really work out. So the minimum I want to read this year is 3 books. Now that can be personal books in terms of fun, fantasy and enjoyment, and the other one is more business. So learning about, what do I edit on? Adobe Premiere, learning how to create good thumbnails, learning new content for you guys, creating content for you guys. So as I say, I'll stop waffling. I would like to be able to read 3 books minimum next year. However, I do want to work up to the stage where I am reading a book a month, which is going to be quite difficult for me, but I'm willing to accept the challenge on that. The next thing is a better work-life balance. I work a heck of a lot. I wake up at 7, chill, watch YouTube for half an hour, get up at 7:30, brush teeth, and am working, doing more admin work and backup work from 8 o'clock in the morning through till 10. 10 is when I have my breakfast, and then I start to work again from 11 till 1 because that's my lunchtime. I can start between 10 and 11 just sometimes when I'm putting washing away, sort of Magic's dog food out for the day. and doing other responsibilities, it tends to be that I work from 11 till 1 when I have lunch. If I'm in the middle of something, obviously I last longer. I tend to talk to my mum at 12 because that's her lunch hour, so then I work less. Then I have lunch from 1 till 2, then from 2 I work to 3:30, or I work to 4, depending on how situations are, how I am in work. And then I do my bike exercise and make my dinner, have my dinner, and if I have time I work then as well. Then I go and exercise with my mum in the evenings, do my physio exercises, which I want to build up anyway, as I've said. And then we usually tend to work on business, more like a meeting, discussing things. My mum is my partner in crime with a lot of my work and helps me generate ideas and comes up with ideas herself. She's excellent at all that. So we either do that or we work on, particularly at the moment, we're working at boxing things up for the house move. So my day is very, very, very full on, and it's usually, because then after what we're doing there, that's usually, say, what, 7, half 7, then we chill out with my nana and my uncle, watch a bit of TV with them till 7, no, sorry, from half 7 to 8:30. Then me and mum go and have showers, then we go and chill in her bedroom for half an hour to an hour, and then I go to bed and I turn the lights off, depending on situations, around 10 o'clock. So it's quite a full-on day, and there isn't much of a chill balance in that, other than the hour in the evening and the half an hour with my uncle and my grandmother. So everything's boom, 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 which I like. I like having a structured day, because then I know what I'm doing. I'm very much, if I don't know what I'm doing, I do nothing, and that's really not a good premise to have, especially with the amount of stuff I do need to get done. But if I can work on the balance a bit more, so I am just basically doing more stuff for me. I think that's the bottom line, is that I don't feel, it may be wrong, but I don't feel I do enough to keep me okay, to keep my mind at bay and things like that. So if I can work out that balance, then I think I'll be happier overall. So that is something I'm definitely wanting to work on next year. Well, this year actually now. Following on from the whole day that I spoke to you about, I do like waking up at 7 and then going to bed at 10. Sometimes, as I say, that goes longer depending on what's been happening, and sometimes I sleep in later if I've had a bad night's sleep. But 7 till 10 works for me. I found that if I'm awake more than 12 hours, which you should be, that I sleep better, I work better, my brain's better, my concentration is better. So that really works for me, so I want to stick with that and possibly shift things in our either way. So if I wake up at 6, then I go to bed at 9 and shift things around that way. So over the next year I want to finalise everything on that and work it out a bit better for myself. I think that would really help. So the final thing in this category is the 80-20 rule. I got told very, very, very long time ago that there's something called an 80-20 rule, and that if you're good 80% of the time, it doesn't matter if you're naughty for the 20. So you can have 80% good meals and healthy meals, and then 20% have a bar of chocolate, have a takeaway, eat popcorn while watching a movie, you know, all those things. And I think if I can apply 80-20 to as much of my life as I possibly can, I will feel better and things will be better for me. So that's kind of what I want to do and stick to, and that way I know if I'm bad, it doesn't matter, because I'm good the 80% of the time, which is a huge margin difference. Okay, so now that that spiel is all done, if you watch this to the very end, I'm very proud of you, because I know I can waffle. But anyway, that is it. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out all the links in the description, as I love them all and wouldn't put them there if I didn't. Don't forget to check out tomorrow's video, where I'll be talking about New Year's goals in terms of business specifically. Let me know in the comments what your New Year's goals are for next year, this year coming. Yeah, and finally, don't forget to like, leave a nice comment and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you next time. Bye!